So this is me doing the full calves routine. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what I'm doing here. Starting in the standing position, doing my neck. I use my chin as a focal point. I bring it down to my chest, rotate it over to one shoulder, extend it, rotate it to the other side and bring it back down to the starting position on my chest, and then repeat that motion the other side. So when you look at me doing it from the side, from the side view, you see how I bring my chin down to my chest. I'm going to rotate over to that shoulder. I'm going to extend backwards, rotate around to the other side, bring it back down to my chest to complete one circle, and then reverse that motion to complete a controlled circular motion off my neck. So we divide the spine into two parts. So I've just done the neck, and now I'm going to do the rest of the spine. So I'm flexing forward here, I'm rotating around to one side. I'm going to do a little side bend while I extend round to the back, rotate round to the other side, side bend, and come back round to complete one full circle. So just repeat that to the other side. So flex forward, rotate, little side bend. I'm going to extend, rotate round to the other side, side bend again, and flex forward, rotate round to the center. Looking at it from the side, you can see how I'm flexing forward. Then I'm going to rotate, little side bend, and now watch the extension coming in backwards there. And from there, I'm going to rotate around to the other side, little side bend as I flex around and complete the full circular motion. So the idea is to do this in a smooth and controlled manner as possible, and put the whole movement together to complete a full circle. That is the spine section done. Moving on, staying in the side position, I'm just going to do what we call the scapular calf. So keeping my hand at the side of my leg, I'm going to bring my shoulders forward, pull it back, come down as if I'm going into my pocket. This is more of the scapular working now. So I'm going to pull backwards up to my ears, bring it forward and come down. There I go, completing. This is for the scapula. So it's the scapula and the shoulders are combined, but we're just separating them out together now. So from the front, doing scapular controlled articular rotations. The arm must stay at the side, not allowed to deviate forwards or backwards off my legs. So I'm going to go into a kneeling position now to do the actual shoulder part of the controlled articular rotations. So I'm going to flex my arm up as far as it can go. When I reach the sticking point, I'm now going to externally rotate my shoulder while I complete the circles going backwards where I'm extending with my arm, come back to the position and reverse that motion. So again on the other side, I'm going to flex up to the top, externally rotate my arm as I continue the circulation backwards, and then come back to the beginning. So from the side you get another view of it. I'm flexing, externally rotating, continuing the circle to the back, and then reversing the motion. Controlled articular rotations of the shoulder joint. After we do the shoulder, we then go into doing the elbows. We always think of the elbow as just being able to flex and extend, but you can also internally and externally rotate it also. So I'm flexing there, I'm internally rotating, flexing, externally rotating, extending. Internally rotate, flex, externally rotate, extend. Now I'm move quickly onto the wrist. So I'm keeping my hand in knife edge, doing both hands at the same time, and it's just basically going around in a full circular motions as I can, but not letting my knife hand go into a fist. Moving on quickly onto the hips, using the stick as a support. I'm going to flex the right hip, bring it up, abduct it internally rotate it and bring it round to the back, and then reverse that motion. Flex, abduct, internally rotate, extend, and extend, abduct, doing it again. So flex, abduct, internally rotate, extend. Now extend, adduct, externally rotate, and bring it back down to the beginning. One more time on the other side. Flex, abduct, internally rotate, extend, extend, adduct, externally rotate, and come back down to the beginning. So I'm getting onto the floor now to do my knee. The knee's a bit like the elbow as well, where we think it's just it just extends and flex and extend, but also internally and externally rotate. So what you see there now, I'm flexing, externally rotating it, extending it, internally rotating, bringing it back down into flexion, and reversing that motion. Internally rotate, extend, externally rotate, flex. Same on the other side. Externally rotate, extend, internally rotate, flex. Internally rotate, extend, externally rotate, flex. Controlled articular rotations of the knee joint. Then I move on to the ankle. The idea is not to yet let my shin move, but just to make all the motions happen in my ankle. So I'm going through flexing my ankle up and plantar flexing it or pressing it into the ground, and I'm going to rotate it inwards and outwards. So I'm planting it into the ground. So here we go. I'm going to plant it into the ground. I'm going to externally rotate it and dorsiflex it by bringing it up as far as I can towards my shin, and then just going in a full circle motion here. Controlled articular rotations of the ankle. And last but not least is my toes. The idea here now is to do all the toes individually. Something I have to work up to, but at the moment we can start off by doing the toes, all 4 toes and the big toe. So I'm keeping all my toes up, and the idea here now is to bring all the little toes down while keeping the big toe up, and then keep the little toes up and bring the big toe down. And then the other way is to keep all toes pressed into the floor, bring all the little toes up while keeping the big toe down, keep the little toes pressing into the floor, and bring the big toes up. This is the full Carl's routine.